Alright, so we just got the new balance changes for the Type Soul update that's supposed to come out, the Resurgence update. Let's check it out here. Balance changes, Soul Reaper. So you can no longer jump during Rapier and Wind Shunko crit. Alright, remove Berserk C Hyper Armor. Okay. Wind Z does 50% posture rather than 100% with Flying Hurricane. That did sound broken. Decrease wind X total damage 40 to 30. Increase water CDs all across the board. Decrease water X. Okay, so did you just nerf water? Assimilation Z is no longer counterable. Decrease Suzuma Mushi damage. Oh, okay. I don't know if this needs a nerf. Decrease Reaper damage all across the board. Reaper C cooldown increase. Reaper Z cooldown increase. Damn, Kyoka caught another nerf. They decreased Kyoka's Z damage multiplier. It's 5. That's crazy. Kyoka X no longer has frame 1 hyper armor. Decrease. Nerf the clone even more. Kyoka clones can no longer use skills. Increase end lag on base Shunko. Increase Shinzo C windup. Okay. Duality switch. Oh. They finally added a cooldown to duality switch. Legacy Morasama skin M1 reduced. Rapier M1 speed reduced a little bit. Increased Ice Shunko airtime. Increased Ice Shunko stun. All Shunko now we give Soul Style. Decreased Lightning Shunko cooldown. Suzumushi Z now has a bigger window to proc. Okay. Arrancars. Arrancars now have 2 partials again. Oh, I know Arrancars are happy. That's nice. Increase Pantera Z wind up. Increase Spirit X wind up. Then like isn't as bad. Decrease Spirit X initial damage. Decrease Light C wind up. Phoenix Z posture damage increased a bit. Phoenix X is no longer 360 blockable. Phoenix C damage decreased 28. Phoenix no longer guard breaks. They increased end lag on Brilliant C and X moves, and they increased stun. They did increase. Okay, so that's a buff. They increased stun on Brilliance X. Brilliance X cancels on parry now. Decreased. Oh, they buff in Arrogante. Okay, and Arrogante X and C comes out as intended now. Decrease Arrogante C wind up. Decreased Dullahan partial damage across the board. Decreased partial X stun. Decreased Cloud Splitter S critical wind up. Increased Storm Z wind up slightly. Increased Storm cooldown. Increased. Okay, well Z Storm cooldown. Increased Storm X cooldown. Decrease Storm X hold range. Remove Devil X iframes. Devil X M2 is blockable. Devil X M2 has less stun, so just nerf that across the board. The C stun reduced. Bone X speed decrease. Bio X and lag increase. Bio C no longer procs flash tension. Dodge variant no longer cancels hyper armor moves. Damn. What the heck? Ancient Vastokar can no longer use Vow of Silence. Ancient Vastokar now disables opponent's hyper armor as well. Oh, so I guess that's the replacement, because before Ancient Vastokar used to give you 2 partials, but now it could also, that's really good still. That's really nice. Full leg M1 speed decrease, lowered Cero Cornea posture damage. Oh, I know a lot of sweaty players are going to be mad at that. Decreased blood edge hitbox, increased blood edge ground and lag. Tested no longer ragdolls on guard break. Harbell hold variant now guard breaks. Oh, that's a good buff actually. And yeah, this Quincy now. All Quincy bows now have damage and posture fall off, so no more running. Reduce blood vein defense. Reduce blood defense. Let's defense. So their defense just nerfed all across the board. Reverted all of Power's buffs. Okay, I guess. Decrease Quincy Devil Trigger stun. Increase Quincy Devil Trigger cooldown. So they just nerfed it. Decrease Quincy Yamato hit detection. Mildly decrease heat T wind up. Swalton now guard breaks again. Increase base Kihan. How do you say it? Critical cooldown. Ghost G puts Shori on CD now. They buffed Fear. Increase fear T damage per tick. Increase fear T posture damage. Damn. Oh, but it's no longer 360 blockable, which is good. Wait, that's a buff. RMT now has less end. Like, not that I didn't want to use that shit. Quincy Kido. Oh, I know some people are gonna be happy about this nerf. Some people are gonna be sad because I don't know. People say they nerf Quincy Kido a bit too much. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Holy Thunder only has end lag on whiff, so that's a buff. Wow. Lich Reagan no longer procs flash tension, only on the variant that shoots out more arrows, so that's a nerf. Babby Spear no longer guard breaks. Oh yes, finally. Verse second part is now faintable. Verse initial hit after damage fall off. Oh, damn, that's a nerf. Still, ooh, still Silver's damage after damage fall off goes down to 20. Babby Spear damage after damage fall. Damn, the damage fall off actually makes a difference. Oh, I don't know how to say this, and lag on hit decreased and the cooldown decreased. Alright, Fullbringer. Fullbringer time. Dirty Boots Z usable in air now. I don't know anything about Fullbringer, so I'm just gonna read this. Decrease hyper armor length on Dirty Boots critical. Decrease stun on Dirty Boots critical. Increase Dirty Boots cooldown all across the board. Dirty Boots M1 speed decrease. Decrease Dirty Boots X damage 35 to 25. Decrease Dirty Boots C total damage 36 to 30. Dirty Boots C is now 360 blockable. Jackpot Knuckles stun decreased all across the board. Sanctuary passive now have extra time by 5 frames. Decreased TTNL's weapon critical cooldown. Cross off of Scaffold X is no longer frame 0 hyper. Zangetsu weapon critical is no longer frame 0 hyper. Oh, I'd like to get a nerf. Zangetsu Z hyper armor is no longer frame 1 hyper. Zangetsu Z damage decreased by 5. Zangetsu X damage decreased by 5. Zangetsu C more mouse range decreased. Dang. Fullbringer Kido got nerfs. Bringer Barrage has more delay on its hyper. Increased Bringer Barrage cooldown by like second 0.5. Okay. Decreased momentum Bringer step duration. Forfend is no longer frame 0 hyper armor. Nice. Soul Reaper Kido. Oh boy. Alright, let's see this. Decreased SR Kido overall damage scaling. Reduce Reiatsu cost on some SR Kido moves, so that's a buff. Added end lag on whiff for Grand Reiko core. I don't know how to say these. Shakoho. Oh, freaking no. And Zangyuri now have posture fall off. Decreased Bakurai damage, decreased Bakurai stun, increased empowered Bakurai wind up, increased Dankugai frames. Misc. Misc is gonna be pretty interesting. Reiatsu regen has been reverted, but before the buff. But in exchange, Soul Style Reiatsu hat rate has been buffed. Okay. Increased Confliction air damage. Ground Hakuda Hyper Armor no longer transfers to another move. Ground Hakuda's Pulse now procs Dragon Eye again. Rising Sun wind up mildly increased. Rising Sun Hyper now happens right before the first hit. Rising Sun cooldown 19 to 21. Compass Dragon Eye hitbox now drags with you. Increased ground Hakuda Reiatsu cost all across the board. Air Hakuda now have 1-to-1 ground Hakuda, Gana, and Pulse. Decreased Strata Strike's counter window. Thrust passive doesn't require 50 SP anymore. Okay. I don't even know why that was a thing, because Justice like really low skill points you need for the move. Kessler Leaf is out 30 skill points. Ishimonji no longer has frame 0 hyper armor. Oh. Ishimonji no longer gives a permanent damage buff. That was a thing? Okay. Reverted Sonata to the one everyone likes. Ooh, little Sonata buff, I like that. Decreased delayed crossings, crippled duration. Holy Orb puts self-heal on cooldown now. Holy Orb soul style requirement decreased from 275 to 250. Increased self-heal cooldown. Bloody Canvas no longer guard breaks. Throwing rods have less end lag. Decreased medical rod windup. Support medics can now use Discord now. Valve potential meter now builds up from Q dodging. Valve Resurgence overall stats decreased change. Valve Resurgence now no longer has a debuff on revival. Vow of Sway final hit increase. Vow of Sway now does true damage. Decrease the chances of Vow of Silence even more as you get lower. There's now a CD between Vow of Silence dodges, only 5 dodges. Okay, Vow of Silence can't dodge while stunned or posture broken. And decreased dodge chances on Vow of Silence at low HP. And Legacy balancing, so they aren't busted, basically. That's what they mean by this. So if you guys don't know, they're bringing back Legacy stuff. So as you can see here, Legacy Confusion, Legacy Benahime. Basically just everything that was in old type soul that they reworked, they're gonna bring back the old version of. So Confusion Z is no longer frame 1 hyper armor. Reduce stun on Confusion X. Benahime Z cooldown increased. No, they did nerfing my Benahime, bro. Benahime X cooldown increased. Okay, but it's only like by a second. Benahime C cooldown increased. This is not too bad. Benahime C damage per tick lowered. See, that's what I don't like. Benahime C does 70% total posture instead of being a card break. Benahime C. Oh no, Reiatsu cost increased, bro. I'm like a Benahime like main. I don't use anything else. Decrease wind C stun. Decrease fire Z damage. That is much. Decrease C cooldown for fire. Decrease fire X total damage. Decrease fire C total damage. Decrease fire C stun. Increase fire C cooldown. Decrease berserk Z damage. So everything in Legacy, they just nerfed. Mode, none of these affect base. They nerfed Visionary mode. Visionary meteor hitbox decreased. Visionary meteor damage decreased. And, okay, all these cooldowns, all the cooldowns got, like, increased. That's crazy. Kyoka. Oh, that's a bad nerf. That's like a whole, like, that's 23 seconds. Damn. Suzumabachi. Increased T cooldown. Increased G cooldown. Okay, so these made the cooldowns more. Snow, increased T, decreased T cooldown. Oh, wow. Wait, that's huge. 500 to 90. That's nice. Snake, decreased Snake C stun. Oh, they nerfing my Benahime. All buffs duration reduced to 10 to 7. All debuffs reduced to 10 to 7. And they decreased stun on Spirit C. So yeah, this was quite a lot. This was 7 pages of just balance changes, and this is all gonna be in the next update. And honestly, the best part about all this is that Arrancars are getting 2 partials back again. They don't need Ancient Vasto. What Ancient Vasto is gonna do for them is actually just go through hyper armor and everything, which is gonna be really nice. So yeah, that's all. Update should be tomorrow, if I think. May 2nd. Not tomorrow, but May 2nd. Yeah, and I'll be going over everything.